Hi there, I am Aaron, and welcome to the Cult of Cinema. All right, before we go any further, I guess there's one thing that I got to do, and it's never happened because just before I came on live today, I found out that comedian Trevor has passed away at the age of 41. So if you're not familiar with Trevor Moore or the Whitest Kid You Know, or any of that. He was I'm not quite sure how it happened, but he passed away today. Uh, I was a huge fan of his show. I was a big fan of the Whitest Kid You Know. I was a fan of his own work. He did a lot of like musical comedy. High in Church was one of his big songs, and it hurts. This one hurts. It really does. I'm not gonna lie. It hurts to see someone taken so young. Hey there, Dave. Hey George. Hey Jamie. Sorry to start on a bit of a bummer, but I watched their show, Hey there, Carrie, and I watched his work as well, Hey there, Antoine, and it got me through some hard times. But we're going to talk announcements today. We're going to talk sales. We have. I'm glad Jamie's here because we have one announcement that we're going to talk about. We'll probably do that one first. We're also going to talk about the MVD sale that's going on right now, which I can't get involved in because I am in Canada, and apparently we're too lowly for MVD to do a sale. Hey there, Matt. Welcome. Oasis of Fears. Do you like it? Do you like the song? The song by Oasis of Fear, Matt, otherwise known as An Ideal Place to Kill, is actually that was done by the lead actor, Ray Lovelock. Yeah, J.W. Rensler. Yeah, I heard about that actually. I used to have the making of a couple of making of books. It's happening too much, Jamie. It's happening too much, man. Like, and both like my kids were very big on the Whitest Kid You Know, so I just let them know too, and they were heartbroken to say the least. Hey there, Mary. Welcome. And I think I might still have one of those making of books. If I don't, I really got to find them again because they were brilliant books. And he was an amazing author that you're right was taken way, way too soon. So hey there, Kay, to go into like the more, hopefully it's not something to get over in a day or a week or a month or whenever. It's an ongoing process. But the good thing about it, Jamie, and this is what I found out recently, is for those that don't know, I recently over Christmas I lost my grandmother who had raised me from dementia, and it was a very rough time. But there's one thing that I can tell you, for having lost people, that those memories that you get from those people, there's that it doesn't matter what the memory is. It could be like when you argued with them or some just randomly awkward thing, and they become so precious and so amazing. And I sat down with my mom who visited here for an evening, and we talked about my nan, and we had some, I talked about some stupid stuff I did when I was a teenager, some conversations that me and my nan had, and we laughed. We laughed about things that when you're younger, for instance, or in different times, when that the moment can seem like the most important thing in the world. So before I go any farther, and how do I attribute, I guess, not just my friend Jamie there who recently lost his friend, and again, my condolences go to you, man. Anytime you want to talk or anything, I am here. I got a picture from my home of a much younger me, and my grandparents. And I initially wasn't going to show this on camera, to be honest with you. But this is my family. These are the people that raised me. And you can see me there with hair and a bolo tie, but right here is that's my pop. He passed away a few years back, and it's my nan who passed away on Christmas. My aunt Marion, who I was extremely close to, and she is unfortunately went at way too young an age. She was an amazing woman. This is my mother right here. That's my mom. That's my aunt Rowena, who's the mom to my cousin and one of my best friends in the world. My aunt Teresa, my aunt Darlene, my aunt Thelma, and raised like a sister with me, my aunt Jackie. And I do have two sisters, but this was a family picture that we took years ago, and for years this resided in the house that I grew up in with my grandmother and my grandfather. Now that house is being sold, and there's nothing but the memories that are that are still there. There you go. All right. With that being said, let's talk about. Thanks, David. Let's talk about some of the really cool stuff that's coming out now, and put us all in hopefully a better mood, but our wallet in less of a better mood. Thank you, Jamie. Mine's a it's important. That's the thing that scares me the most over anything, and I think you guys could understand this for me, is the thought of losing my memories. It terrifies me. It really does. Okay, I'm not going to go all into this, so because I don't want to put you in a downer before we get in. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. There you go. That's there. There's what you're used to on YouTube. Anyhow, so let's start off first with Howling Wolf Records' release of Storm Warning and Crawl Space. So for those that don't know, you have the composer of both of these films and the director of Storm Warning, Jamie Blanks, right here, right now. So he just recently did this one. It's just came out from Howling Wolf Records. I actually have my copy on its way. Thank you all. And I am so looking forward to checking this out. If you have not checked out the movie Storm Warning, it is probably the most underrated film that Jamie has ever done. And I love all his movies. I'm not saying it just because it's here. I said that to people before he came here. But Storm Warning is a brilliant film that is in desperate need of a newer release. I'd say at least a North American new release. He also did he composed the music for Crawl Space as well. So what you're getting here is, in fact, I got to put the thing over my screen. 2 CDs, 2 movies, and how can you go wrong with that? If you have not supported or checked out Howling Wolf Records before, and I've mentioned them many times on the channel here, I've actually reviewed some of their discs. I will say it like, right now, love the stuff that they do. And if you 100% definitely check these out. So we got like 20 tracks on the first CD and 29 tracks. So a lot of bonus tracks there on the second one. There is a write-up on here as well. Now, and I think it was a forward by Mike Thorne, who we had on the channel here. Incredible author who did the forward for this one here. We get some notes from Jamie Blanks and epilogue there by Adrian Rowe. So some extremely cool stuff to check out. If you guys haven't checked it out, like, what are you waiting for? Look how gorgeous these things look. I've shown Howling Wolf Records stuff on here like so often. Survival can be murder. I love the look of these discs. I love the way they're done. If you haven't checked them out, it's kind of fortuitous that you came when you did, Jamie. And Jamie can tell you right now that definitely pick this up. Howling Wolf is a really cool company. They do a lot of good stuff. All their stuff is limited editions. I want to get Wall on here. I think he's a little nervous. I want to get him on here sometime with Jamie, even if he's on here for a few minutes. He's a very like they're right, yeah. He's an extremely cool guy. Hey there, Mr. Tony. Welcome, man. You got to get this CD, by the way. They do an incredible job. Like I have right now, and this is how what a nice and what like kind of a generous guy that Wall is. I have their complete collection of their CD library, and Jamie does too. Actually, Jamie got it during a video that he was live on here. And I listen to a lot of their stuff all the time. I got certain favorites. Yeah, definitely contact Wall Jamie because I know that he would like to come at least for a little bit, but this is not something that everybody's used to doing. But you make it look easy. There, Amy, welcome. But Storm Warning, Crawl Space, 2 movies, 2 discs, 2 killer soundtracks for the price of one. Definitely worth checking out. Now we got a few things that we're going to look at tonight. I'm going to out of the gate. I'm gonna thank thank Donna the Discs because I had around 21 pages opened up here with different releases that were coming out, and most of those releases are all on the Donna the Disc Twitter page. So I said I'm just going to go to Donna the Disc Twitter because they're really good at if you ever want to know what's coming out, then just follow. You got to make sure you follow their Twitter because holy crap, they'll announce everything. Sometimes before companies want them to, but that being said, they do announce everything. So we can go into some of the upcoming releases, recent releases, or we can go right into the MVD Rewind sale, whichever you guys want to do. Here's a quick peek, by the way, for a video that I'm going to be doing early next week. I mentioned it on my channel here earlier on today. I did a 10-minute live video. Somebody actually rudely commented, "Oh, look, it's only 10 minutes long. I guess I didn't miss much." That kind of hurt my feelings, just saying. But just to give you a very quick peek of it, right here is the tier list that we are going to be doing. We are going to be ranking every Nightmare on Elm Street, every Friday the 13th, every Halloween film. Not just ranking them as in, okay, here's the Halloween films, that's the ranking for them. Here's the Fridays, there's the ranking for them. Here's the Nightmares, here's the ranking for them. No, we're going to rank them collectively as one entity. So yeah, we're going to tier them into whichever tier we think each film belongs into, and then we're going to take those tiers and we're going to rank them, and it is going to be a blast. So I hope to see a lot of you here. I put a lot of work into the tier list, and I've been trying to do things right now that can not just kind of be kind of something different, but for me, like for my creative side and for you guys, I always want this channel to be something that is part of an evolution and a growth. But we'll get to that. Come in for that one. And do that strange land. Come in, pick up for the Rob Zombie one. Thanks, Amy. I will always try and innovate as best as I can. But let's go to the MVD sale, the sale that I can't get because I'm in Canada. So some of us here that are like in places like Melbourne, we may not be able to get, unless we have like friends in the US, then we can do it. But MVD Visual is having a sale. Now, if you follow MVD and you see their Rewind releases, which are really good, by the way, then you're going to see a lot of really cool stuff on this sale that if you don't have it already, you might want to pick up. If you live in the US, this is a good time to get some of their stuff. I love Pretty in Pink. I saw that in theater, actually. I saw most of them. I'm of the age, okay, to have seen all the John Hughes movies in theater. And I'm sorry, people go back and they watch the movie again, like years later, and they say, well, Ducky's kind of creepy. He's almost like a stalker type of guy. But then they don't realize a couple of things that I think are important to realize. The character of Ducky is a teenager, and he works along the lines of the thoughts and the hormonal thoughts of a teenager. And Ducky actually works like that. I actually like the character Ducky. He was originally supposed to get the girl, but they changed the ending and at the last minute. This is not the only one, Antoine. Unfortunately, this is something that they've been doing now. And if you would like MVD to do sales outside the US, be sure to tweet them, but tweet them politely and say, we would love to get your stuff outside of the US if that's possible for you to do. Ducky is awesome, man. I feel very Ducky-like sometimes. Although I still think I'm Bender. So we got Van Damme's Lionheart, known as AWOL, I think, over in the UK. Studio's fault. There you go. Mr. Awesome is coming through with it. As AWOL over in the UK. I'm pretty sure this was called AWOL over in the over in. You can let me know if anybody's from the UK. You can let me know. Lionheart, I think, was called AWOL over there. One that everybody should have. I'm going to be honest here. Studio restrictions. Bastard studios. Abominable is really freaking good. This is one that I really like. It is pretty much Rear Window, but with an abominable snowman. I'm not joking. There are a ton of great actors. The features on, thanks, George. I wasn't quite sure, but I wanted to make sure. The features on Abominable are incredible. So if you can, oh, nice. For those that don't know, Strange Anna is talking about is we do a Cult of Gel every week. So if you enjoy the tier list that we're going to be doing live here on our regular channel, I do a tier list every week for the Cult of Jello. We've done one for Argento. We've done one for Lucio Fulci. We've done one for Sergio Martino. And next week, we're doing one for Umberto Lenzi. We're going to get to that. Jack Frost, Ice is correct. One of the things that was announced is that Jack Frost, which was initially brought out by Vinegar Syndrome with the lenticular cover, is coming out as a day one release right alongside of Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Killer Mutant Snowman. I'm looking forward to both of those. But I've already got Jack Frost. Unless there's new features, I'll probably skip on the Jack Frost and get Jack Frost 2. The US only is a recent change. Oh, then maybe there's something else we don't know about. I know that I would see friend of the channel here, Heath from Serial at Midnight. He would do a lot of like MVD unboxings. He gets a lot of stuff from them, actually. Abominable, 100%. Pick this one up. If you haven't picked it up yet, pick it up. The features are great. There's like a short film on here with people like Kane Hodder in that end. It is really cool. There's Double Impact, which is, again, another really cool. I have this one, too. Love this release. They do a lot of really good like making-ofs on their stuff. Then we get Nemesis. I'm a fan of Nemesis. I would like to know your guys' thoughts. It stars Olivier Grenier, and it's the only Nemesis one he stars in. There's actually 4 more Nemesis films, but they do the 4, right? But they do the first 4 anyway. Big action. It makes sense actually, considering what they put out. I don't think I've seen that one though. I gotta look back. That must be one I missed. I don't normally miss. Like if it's like Just to This, if it's Serial at Midnight, Mr. Tony the Dead, Fat Samurai Guy, pretty much a lot of you guys that are on here. Even though you guys often don't know it, I'm usually there watching your videos. I'll even be in there sometimes into like a live video and I won't say anything. I'll just like sit back and watch. I don't always like converse. Sometimes I just like to watch and see how everybody's doing. Double Dragon. This is actually really cool. So 101 Films put out a release of Double Dragon a while back, and I picked it up. It was pretty much like a kind of a features free release But I enjoyed it so much that when I heard that Double Dragon was coming out from MVD Rewind, I picked it up right away. It actually has the animated pilot for the Double Dragon cartoon series on here. And again, not gonna lie, I am an unabashed fan of Double Dragon. Come at me, guys. I really do like this film. It's a cool one. Next up, we got Shadow Builder, another great release. There's a lot of really good stuff on here. And we followed it up by Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. So you get a triple feature Nemesis films on here. By the way, each one of these MVD releases comes with a mini poster. If anybody is curious about any of these, I can run downstairs and grab my MVD Rewind releases that I've actually got in my collection. If you want to see them kind of up close, I can do that after if you want me to do that. And next up is probably one of the very first I got, which was Angel Town. This is the first film for Olivier Grenier. And not gonna lie, I might like this one almost as much as Nemesis. It is not a fan of Don, but give it another chance, man. But then again, we all got stuff we like and we don't like. That one just stuck out to me, man. I think Tiffany Shepis, if I'm not wrong, Sculder, I think Tiffany Shepis is an Abominable. And for me, that's enough reason to like the film because I am a huge, huge Tiffany Shepis fan. Back when I was writing writing horror, I thought, okay, if I write one more film, then the thing that I want put in to the next film I write is that I want Tiffany Shepis in it. I want Felissa Rose in it. But I actually stopped writing around that period of time. Next up is Bright Lights Big City. And I'll be honest with you, although I like Bright Lights Big City, I don't love it. It's one that when I went back to it, it didn't hit me the way that movies like Less Than Zero did. It just didn't get me in the same way. Maybe I got to rewatch it again. To be fair, when I did watch Bright Lights Big City, I was actually pretty sick in bed. It was just after it first came out, way before. So not sick with the reason you're thinking, but actually was pretty sick in bed at the time. One that I still haven't picked up. So if anybody ever orders something from the sale and wants to get something for me, there's Mikey. Mikey, because, Jason and Freddy were kids once too. This stars Brian Bonsell, who, of course, was probably most famous at the time for being in the show Family Ties. It was the youngest of the kids in that series. And you know what? He was a young kid in a TV sitcom that wasn't annoying as hell. He was actually pretty good, and a damn good actor for this type of stuff here. Mikey is a fun little film, and I actually really enjoyed it. I'm going to say it right now. Mikey is better than The Good Son, which came out with Macaulay Culkin. Next up is a classic Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. If you want the first sequel. Hey there, Stefan. Welcome, man. Yeah. It was the 80s, Strangeland. It was never a good thing to do, but it was the 80s. We had tons of movies about that, unfortunately, and at the time. Attack the Killer Tomatoes. If you want the sequel, Return the Killer Tomatoes, well, Arrow put out a really great edition of that one, which you can check out. But this is the original Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. What a horrible, horrible sounding song for that version for me. Anyway, you'll never look at the movie Puberty Blues the same way again after seeing Attack the Killer. It does. That is a sale going on right now, unfortunately, because because me and you are in Canada, we don't get to avail of the sale. Showdown. This is it's kind of Karate Kid. It's with Billy Blanks, I think, if I remember correctly. I got this one downstairs actually. There is Boogie Boy, another cool release. I don't own this one. I used to have this on VHS, and it had this like kind of chromium case. Yep. So there's going to be some different sale prices. Usually stuff run from $9.99 to $14.99 to stuff like Boogie Boy there, which is running at $5.98, which is super cool price for that film. Actually, a pretty good film too. I get a feeling people are sleeping on this one. That's probably one of the reasons that this one's down lower in sale. Next up is Wind Rider, recently put out by Got Connections. Nice. I wish I did, man. Wind Rider was released by Umbrella Entertainment. I have both releases for this one. I got the MVD, and of course, I recently reviewed the Umbrella release. This was the first movie, and I'm sure that Jamie knows all about this, that Nicole Kidman did pretty much as an adult. She was a child actor. So most people are used to seeing her in kind of younger type roles. So let's, I guess, put it this way: if you grew up watching Degrassi, The Next Generation, because some of my people in here are younger, then imagine seeing Emma growing up and nude in a film, because that's what happens in Wind Rider. You get to see some nudity from Nicole Kidman, and at the time where she'd just been doing more of her family roles before and her teen roles, people were kind of surprised when that happened. Also, yeah, the girl that played Emma in Degrassi of Next Generation, she did the last of the Poison Ivy films. So I wasn't joking in the fact that there was connection there. Mind Games, Maxwell Caulfield. I don't have this one. This is one I want so bad. I'm a huge fan of this film. I'm a huge fan of Maxwell Caulfield. I'm a huge fan of Grease 2. Grease 2 is one of my favorites, guys. Let's do it for your country. Utterly love this film. My Samurai. They upped their prices when you got your huge haul and they were shipping outside. But that was like about a year or so ago, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm guessing they would have upped the prices since that point. Now we're going to get to a couple that I like and a couple that I know, a couple that I don't. So we got Blast here. Looks like it'd be a regular release. Next up is an MVD Rewind release. It's a Bolo Young double feature, Blood Fight and Ironheart. Don't have this one either, but I do love both of these films. Next up is one that it's also good to remember. Like, that's good to know. It's okay. How much have companies upped their releases throughout the years? Like, I keep track of it. I love when people keep track of that. DOA, A Rite of Passage. So this is a documentary on punk and a special era of punk music. I'm a huge punk music fan, so this was a fantastic release for me. But what's even really cool around this is that although DOA is a documentary, grab a copy of Action USA, good release. Mortuary and House and Sorority, really good releases. DOA is a documentary on on a certain era of punk music. Basically, it's when the Sex Pistols were coming over to the U.S. There's also a documentary on the making of DOA as well. So that's actually a cool little feature. And as everybody that's ever watched me talk about MVD ever, anytime at all knows, this next one, yeah, it's one of my recommendations. Did you like it, Scalder? Went to Coney Island on a mission from God. Be back by 5. This is one that always stuck out to me. I love the commentary on this one because the people that made this had such passion for the film. This is not an action film. This is not a horror film. This is a character piece. And as a character piece, I really enjoyed it. It definitely captures a particular period and era in time as well. John Cryer is really good in this. And Scalder, did you like it? You can say if you didn't like it, that's okay. But this is one that always stood out to me. That I have not picked up because I know that a lot of people have watched this one on TV a lot back in the day, and they have a lot of nostalgia for it. But I honestly don't remember this film very much at all. It's called Savannah Smiles, and I'm sure a lot of you guys here can probably tell me about it and say lots of cool things about this film. Me, unfortunately, I don't remember this movie at all. I will eventually get it because I would like to get a complete MVD Rewind collection one of these days. But I do not know this film well. No, not an MVD Rewind, but just an MVD visual one here. Next up is a movie that I really did like, is ICU. I think this is an underrated Stallone film and an underrated thriller that not a lot of people look at, and you really should because it's a lot of fun. Critics kind of ragged on this one back in the day, and I'm going to say it right now. I think the critics were wrong. Out of Time, we get here it's a kind of a cool Denzel Washington film. Windtalkers, which Nicolas Cage. One of my friends might have actually been a background actor in that. I'm trying to remember. I think one of my friends was actually a background actor in that film. Did slips and posters often stay in stock? Slips, Jerry, I've seen slips go to stock before. It's also called detox. You're right, actually, Iceman. But I don't know if the posters are ever going out of stock. When I picked up Double Dragon, for instance, Jerry, there was no slip for it, but there was, but the poster was there. I've heard that some of the slips do go to stock. Whether they come back in stock, I'm not quite sure. Anybody knows if they order from them and they know for sure? Let me know. This is MVD visual release. One I almost picked up once, and I hope. Oh my God, $5.98. Why isn't this here? Why can't we buy this in Canada? Because I would totally buy Art School Confidential. I loved Art School Confidential. Excellent film from the director of Ghost World. Again, really cool. Was it new when you got it off of Amazon? Matt, they asked if basically if there any of their releases that you got from MVD Rewind ever didn't have a slip or a poster with it. Like if the slips or posters are more limited. And where I've got most of mine pretty much first run when they come out, I don't know. But you got direct from, oh man. Crazy Six, another, I like Ice-T, and I just recently reviewed a film on here as part of my Reviewed and Ranked, which is going up on Monday. Or maybe Sunday, because I'm not sure if I'm doing a video tomorrow. Jess Franco's Diamonds of Kilimanjaro. Yeah, I like that. Critics are never wrong. Yeah, completely right on the thing in Blade Runner. Neat little fact about Blade Runner. People often wonder about the narration on Blade Runner and the fact that that there was different versions of it, and Harrison Ford did not like the film noir-esque narration. One of the big reasons for the narration that you see on Blade Runner isn't to talk down to the audience or anything like that. Harrison Ford was not the first choice to play the character of Decker in the movie Blade Runner. That would be Robert Mitchum, actually. And when you think about movies like Out of the Past and many of the film noirs that Robert Mitchum did, Robert Mitchum as the character Decker with the narration would have been a bit different, I think. And I think people would have been a bit more receptive to it. Getting Even with Dad is one I don't remember very much. So I'm a big fan of Ted Danson, and I do like Macaulay Culkin. So there you go. You get another fantastic Jess Franco film, because it's got to be fantastic because Jess Franco's name is on it. One released in the posters, and they put it in the next release. I know the one you're talking about because I got it. But I don't remember the name of it either. Oh, no, was it them? I know that happened with Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome forgot to put a poster in one release, and then it came in the next release. But I'm not quite sure if they did or not. Nathalia Escape from Hell is here. The point is supposed to be, from what I hear, actually, the point is a bit of an odd kind of. I got the Big Sleep one. That was put out the 70s version. The double feature one. That's a really good one, actually. Mechanic and Phantom. Is there Ronin Flix sale? We'll check it out as well, Jerry, afterwards. The point is supposed to be badly done. It's not a good transfer of the film. I actually dug this film back today. I haven't seen the new one, though. Sukiyaki Western Django is here. We got 24-hour party people. Steve Coogan. Drive. Not the new Drive, but the one with Mark Dacascos, as you can see him right there. The Illusionist, Barbershop. There's some really good releases there, by the way, guys. Jeremy Bixby's The Man from Earth. Max, Reload, and the Nether Blasters. Max. Dahmer, which, of course, stars Jeremy Renner. We won't go through everything here, but we'll go through a few of these out in New York. I'll pick ones at random that I think are cool to pick up. Snapdragon. There's you want to see Vin Diesel with hair. But Snapdragon I really liked, actually. Pam Anderson, Chelsea Fields. I haven't seen Dahmer since it came out. That's when I got to rewatch. Snapdragon's only 898. Mortuary is here. Action USA, of course, which was put out initially by Vinegar Syndrome. I haven't got to Sensor to Ruin yet. And this is the other Mortuary. This was done by Tobe Hooper. We're getting there, though. Did you like the point release? I hear a lot of people, Alan, say that the quality of the print wasn't very good, but I haven't seen it myself. So I'm only going on secondhand information with that. And there we go. House on Sorority Row. It is a slasher film that I am going to put it to you right now is one of my personal favorites, and I think everybody needs to have in their collection. If you like slasher movies and you don't own the House on Sorority Row, you don't have all the slasher films that you need. You need this one. Next up is Roadhouse 2. Why am I mentioning Roadhouse 2? Because it has Jonathan Shay. Jonathan Shay, of course, was also in Prom Night, the remake of that one. So, and then he was in Eight Eyes, 8mm too, as well. Which Mortuary, the Tobe Hooper one or the old one? Old school one is, well, both are fun. Out of Mayday Films. The Go-Go Boys, it is a inside story of Canon Films done by the guys behind Canon Films. I got to watch this one. I'm not sure if it'll be as blatantly honest as as the other one, but yeah, should be an interesting one. You got Project Metal Beast on DVD. Hudson River Massacre, that was cool. George Martin, the old one. Okay, cool. It's a fun one, man. Gun Crazy. I remember renting this on VHS. I really like Gun Crazy, actually. I did not know this was part of the DVD collection. Actually, it's got Drew Barrymore and, of course, James LaGrosse, who was in the second Phantasm film. Hey there, Zach. Welcome back, man. You have got to start coming into the Call of Giallo, by the way. And here are some of the ones that they put out, and you can find them sometimes at your local Walmart. So they'll put out movies with featureless and double feature them. So Snapdragon and Night Eyes, which Night Eyes? Night Eyes Fatal Passion. Okay. Paula Barberari. Hold on a second. Is this Night Eyes 4? For those that don't know, I am a unabashed, huge fan. It ends on the 13th, Stefan. It is on the 13th of Night Eyes 4. I'm sad that this is not a North American sale, because I would kill to have Night Eyes, any Night Eyes, even the Jeff Tractor Night Eyes, in my collection. This was a big deal to me. The Night Eyes films were a huge deal to me. Hey there, Franco. I'm not sure if anybody else. I've heard good stuff about Green. I'm going to wait until I see Green Knight myself, and I'll let you know what I think. But yeah, sorry I got distracted for a second there, guys. But I remember Cass Fredin's character in this movie too. And I would love to have this movie. Oh man, I'm bummed. Like, I was okay with it. Everything else. I was okay with. Well, okay, I'll get the other films on Amazon. But like, damn, that's Night Eyes. I love Night Eyes. Got a DVD edition of The Point right here. If you want to just get a DVD version of it, we had DVD versions for a lot of the films here as well. You domesticate American for those US sales and money. I need money too. I'm going to from the 4th to the 12th, inshallah. I will be going to visit Newfoundland, to visit my mother in Newfoundland. So I'll be hopefully making some videos while I'm there. Some of them won't get done until I get back home though, because I'll be editing uh, some stuff. I'm gonna be taking footage from like different stores. So hopefully, if, if it's okay, some video stores, comic stores, from some video game stores. Uh, so I'm gonna try and do that while I'm there in St. John's, because I will be visiting St. John. I'll be visiting the St. John's area. So if anybody's here is from St. John's, hello, you may see me around. But I think most of my viewers that are Canadian are either from Ontario or Halifax at the very earliest, or some from Montreal. No, my mom. I'm not going to put my mom on camera. I wouldn't do that. My dad is like into the movies and stuff like that, so I would go on. I put him on camera. I wouldn't do that to my mom. Make her feel awkward or anything like that. If she ever asked me to do it, I would definitely do one with her. But I never like approach my mom and put her into like a way where she might feel a little bit like awkward or uncomfortable. Hey there, Robert. One night's a big slasher rank. I'm not. That's what I'm trying to think about, man. Um, I'm thinking Monday or Tuesday. What I'll do, like, check the channel because I will put up a link to it, Robert, before I do it, and just for like a little kind of like, I don't know, bit of a sneak peek. I did spend the day doing the tier list, so we will be. That should be fun. Not as a DVD only. See, I don't care, Stefan, because for me, I just want Night Eyes. I love those films. I used to own the VHS of all 4 Night Eyes films. So the first 3 Night Eyes films, by the way, guys, were starring Andrew Stevens. Shannon Tweed was in 2 of them. Daniel Roberts was another. Actually, Shannon Tweed's sister, Tracy Tweed, actually shows up in one of them as well. And in the 4th film, he stays more behind the camera, but he has a part like at the beginning of the film. But actor, I think from Bold and Beautiful. I didn't watch that show as much as I watched other soap operas, but Jeff Tracht, I'm pretty sure he's from Bold and Beautiful, took over the series. DVDs, something I have a lot of. Scholar. I don't think it's a steelbook DVD. I think it's a regular one. As you can see, there's a lot of this here on DVD as well. I'm going to go over to the other sale. There's a Ronin Flix sale, apparently. Well, let's check that out. Did order from a Ronin Flix a while back. Sure, this rock. I would love to be one. If they're making a documentary on that and not interviewing me, Iceman, they should interview me because that's my jam. That is my jam, as they would say. So Ronin Flix as a end of summer sale that is ending tomorrow. So if you want to get some of these, we'll see which ones are still available. What's my favorite egg for release? It's between 2. Tommy, actually, it's between. I know your feelings. Slash your tier list. Hopefully, it's like nervous excitement and a little bit of good stress. My favorite egg for release is probably the Lady Street Fighter one, and right up next to that is the one that they did on like drug scare films. I really like that one as well. So there's a lot of sales. We'll see which ones we can get to. Scorpion release are getting wider releases, so they're going with Kino, I'm guessing. Thank you, Stefan. Welcome, man. Welcome. I will excitedly. You can watch them first. I'll excitedly await that. You just let me know. Break that ahead of time, so less pressure. I don't have Scary Tales yet. I love Scary Tales, like the look of it. I call the cover the most awkward prom photo ever, but it's one that I really want, actually. A few of these are going out of print. I've noticed a few of the ones that I got are actually gone out of print. So grab the AGFOs when you can, because they're really good releases. All right, there are some great things and some things I can definitely recommend on this sale right here. So first off is the Sect. It's the 2-disc edition of the film. I got the 1-disc edition of this one. This, of course, was produced by Dario Argento And the sect, was that Miko Sabe? I know he did the church. Did he do the sect or did somebody else do the sect? Let's look because I don't remember. She-Freak, good friend of mine, Jose, Master Chaos, is a big fan of She-Freak, actually. It is directed by Michaela Suave. Perfect. We get a second disc here with new interviews with cinematographer, set designer, screenwriter, composer Pino Donaggio, so he knows it's kind of a great score. Some of the actors, including Giovanni Lombardo Radice and historian Fabrizio Spirio, whose name I probably butchered. This is the other artwork for that, and this is Kelly Curtis, Kellyanne Curtis, I think. Kelly Lynn Curtis, something like that. Anyway, she's the Kelly Curtis. She is the sister of Jamie Lee Curtis. She has not done as many films as Jamie Curtis, but definitely it's a film to check out. I actually like this one. And I went back too far, didn't I? Okay. I apologize. But there's some good stuff here, some really good stuff here. If you don't own it, I recommend wholeheartedly the slasher film Terror Train, starring Kelly Curtis's lesser-known sister, Jamie Lee Curtis. Maybe you've heard of her before. Anyway, so Terror Train is a really cool little film about a guy that has something traumatic happen to him, which drives him over the edge, and he comes back during a kind of a school reunion on a train to get revenge. And rather than having just one mask, he is a very smart killer, and he switches up outfits. He's very clever. Terror Train is a really good film, and when I initially came on YouTube, I was asked by actually a fairly prolific YouTube guy that talks about movies to do a couple minutes on the movie that scared me the most, and I chose Terror Train, and people were really surprised that I chose Terror Train. But the thing was that I was in grade 7. And Terror Train was coming on television. Yes, they did, actually, Zach. I had the initial Scream Factory release of Terror Train. The Scream Factory edition of Terror Train has gone out of print, but if you got it, then you probably don't need to get the new one. But if you don't have it, go ahead and grab it. It's a really good film. See, I like Terror Train a lot, but let me finish, Jerry. You'll understand why. So I got home. It was Halloween night. Terror Train was playing on television. I started to watch it at the beginning. I got to see the opening of the film with where the prank is pulled, the really sadistic prank. And then my parents at the time decided to watch. And I got Psychic already, George, from Scorpion Entertainment. So I don't need to get the new one yet. Now, if I ever go to London, I might pick it up. I dubbed over on a lot of stuff, especially Fulci. So yeah, exact imagination can definitely make things a lot scarier. So I went into my room because it was time for me to go to bed. As always, I'm a night owl. I don't sleep very good, even when I was a kid. That and my ex-stepdad had decided to watch Terror Train and turn it up pretty much on max. So I could not see the movie, but I could hear the screams and the creepy music. So Terror Train was way creepier for me. Oh yeah, Stefan, when you're looking at these here, don't forget that when it hits over $50, you put in the code name Watermelon, and that puts another 35% off what's already listed there. So it'll be 35% off the lowest sale price. So unlike some sales, for instance, if you were going to a Severin or a Vinegar Syndrome sale, then they do the 50% off. And that's 50% off the MSRP, the higher price. So, but with this sale right here, and I actually really admire this from Ronin, is that this is Mechanic, for instance, to give that one for an example, isn't 35 off of the 34, it's 35 off of the $29.99 price. So pretty cool. All right. Next up, Mechanic's also really good. It does automatically check out, even better, man. Jerry apparently has gone into the sale. But now, Jerry, do you understand why it freaked me out? Assignment Terror. Actually, it's a pretty cool Nashi film. I like this one. It's not a scary Nashi film. It's a fun little one. Shredder your your a entertainment on Shredder is going to be based on how hardcore your love of slasher films are. If you love slasher films, if slasher films are your jam, if it's your thing, if it is something that you religiously love and you collect all of, Shredder is going to work really well for you. If you are a if slasher films are a passing fancy that you're not a big fan of or that you watch the very best of, well, Shredder is not the very best of slasher films. It's not even the best winter slasher film. But for me, a guy that collects slashers and it was a child of the 80s, I actually like the film. But I am a person that's going to be honest with you on what I like the film. Yeah, it's fun. But you have to admit, Tony, it's not one of the more hardcore slasher films. The ending is pretty weak, and lack of more nudity for this type of film. Some people say, well, you don't need nudity in slasher films. Yes, you do. You didn't need it for Screams, but Scream was so far above for the original. For most slasher films, nudity prerequisite. Mechanics Limited 2000. Oh wow, yeah, the Twilight Time edition is the one that I got, Jerry. That one definitely is out of print right now. An updated scan. Oh, nice. See, I can't afford this right now, but I wish I would. But I also buy most slasher. See, I do like slasher. That's the thing. If you buy a lot of slasher films, you're gonna like it. I haven't seen it, but I'd like to know. Psychic. I actually did well, it was on my Patreon, George, but I actually reviewed. I talked about the Lucio Fulci films, The Psychic, and The Psychic. It's really good. The Psychic is one to pair alongside Nicholas Rogue's Don't Look Now. You'll understand when you watch The Psychic, but it's not one that I'd sleep on. It's definitely one that I would pick up. Fulci's Giallos, you can easily blind by any of Fulci's Giallos and realize and know that you are going to have a good time. Ironically, what's kind of comical, Jerry, is for some reason, did anybody else notice this? They got Shredder, uh, that they give the wrong name for the actress in the special features. So when you're looking at the special features, like they actually interview the actress, but they name her wrong. But I thought it was fun, and it had a little like I think a little poster with it too. Actually, I'll check my copy. Sure, they're actually. Hey there, Night Watch. Welcome, man. We got to Night Watch. We got to collab sometime. We have to make this happen. I think I mentioned it to you before, but we have to keep in contact. Phantom of the Opera. A lot of people hate on this movie. They hate on it a lot, like big time. This is not opera, but from Daragino, this is Phantom of the Opera. But not gonna lie, I kind of dig it. I do. Julian Sands plays the Phantom of the Opera in a different way. His scars are not physical, his scars are mostly mental, which annoyed the hell out of some people. But I liked it. AME, there, we are like mind. We both enjoy Phantom of the Opera. Next up is Card Player. Not as bad as you would think, actually. It's a fun little Argento film. Definitely not a top tier Giallo, but it has enough interesting stuff in it that I would recommend the Card Player. And the cover here is utterly gorgeous. I like it a lot. Lone Wolf McQuade. It's Charles Bronson and David Carradine. Of course you want to have that movie. Who doesn't want that movie? And next up is Death Wish 3. Not quite sure if he is still here, but my good friend Jamie Blanks, this is his favorite Death Wish film. So if you are a fan of Jamie Blanks, if you like Urban Legend, if you like Valentine, if you enjoy Storm Warning, if you enjoy the any of his films, then you will, and like his taste in movies, then you're gonna want to check out Death Wish 3 because Death Wish 3, awesomely insane. Gotta love it. Fury of the Wolfman is another Paul Naschy film. It is again, we're getting more of the Wolfman stuff. You gotta love Fury of the Wolfman because it's Paul Naschy. Wes Craven. Oh, that is so good. It's so underrated. Ice. Initially, Wes Craven, Phantom. Was it Wes Craven that did that one? That I'm thinking of. Just Simpsons. somebody taking a knee. That's all he needs to do, man. And you get the big when in Death Wish 3, when they say they bring in the big guns, they're not joking. You got like rocket launchers in Death Wish 3. Oh, Charles Bronson Allen's. It's the Death Wish films we're talking about. Yeah, I don't think it's Wes Craven, but Robert Englund stars in it. And there was actually Ice. There was originally going to be a sequel to that film. It was meant as a duology, which makes a lot of sense if you've seen the film. There was supposed to be Phantom of the Opera, and Phantom of New York was supposed to be the follow up to it. The second one was never made. A lot of that had to do with it was Phantom of the Opera, and it was around the time that the Phantom of the Opera, like the Andrew Lloyd Webber Phantom of the Opera, was extremely popular. And a Phantom of the Opera that like took it in a different direction with like highly stylized slasher-esque like bloody kills did not work as well with the general public, but I actually really enjoyed it. All right, Too Scared to Scream. I remember this one too. I like this film a lot. Robot Holocaust. I have it right over there. Actually, my better half wanted this one so bad. Death Warrant. It's Van Damme. It's Death Wish 2. Mail orders an entire arsenal. I'm glad we got fans of Human Experiments. This is, I think, one of the initial video nasties. And it was sent to me because I clicked from a former viewer of my channel because I clicked video nasties. And I'll be honest with you, if you're not collecting every video nasty out there, you can probably skip Human Experiments. It's not one of the better films on here. That's a great slip for it, but it would have to be pretty inexpensive to get that one. Fear the Wolfman, nice. The Devil Within Her, which I guess was originally put up by Scorpion Releasing. That's what I got it from, actually. An insane film. You either like it or you don't, to be honest with you. I did. I like that. I have the DVD edition of it. Curse 3 Blood Sacrifice with Christopher Lee. Yes, Christopher Lee is in a Curse film. You gotta love that. We got Gas Pump Girls here as well. The Delta Force, which is all kinds of badassness. Act of Vengeance. Oh, I think I saw this one under another title. Is there an actor? Is there a guy in this one that wears kind of like a... Did the cover to this on the VHS? Anybody remember this Act of Vengeance? Did it have a guy in like a hockey mask? Because I kind of... If that's the movie I'm thinking of, if Act of Vengeance is the movie I'm thinking of, it's got a guy in a hockey mask. We got Bucktown right here, which is a cool Fred Williamson film. It did. Thank you, Franco. I knew it was that one. Awesomeness. All right, let me just grab something. I'm going to put on the kettle. I'm going to come back. I got 2 downvotes. If you're still here watching and you downvoted me, hey, thanks for watching. If you're one of the 15 awesome people that upvoted this release, I remember. I remember the song. I almost forgot that song, but I remember the song now. Let me grab my tea, and I'll be right back. Well, I'm just going to bother Kelly. I'll be right back. All right. AK Death Squad. Won't be the first mistake I make. Or the last, Alan. Before I go any further with those, which I will do in a second, here's a couple quick Ronin Flix releases to show you guys kind of what you're getting. This is the Ronin Flix release of Lone Wolf McQuaid right here. As you can see, I actually own it out. Rage Squad, that was the name of it. Yeah, you're right. Cool features on here. Brand new audio commentary, brand new on-camera interviews. This is the alternate artwork, by the way. Death Screams. I'll have to check. This is the Phantom of the Opera, put up by Ronin Flix. I don't think this one has any alternate art or anything like that. No, fortunately it doesn't. But this one I enjoyed. Next up is Sleepless. I'm not sure if that one's on sale or not, but that is a gorgeous one. Again, it has the same artwork. I hate the fact when they put the same artwork there. This is Bucktown. Pam Grier. And because we love the cheesy stuff, there is the Beast with a Million Eyes. Hey there, Andy. Welcome, man. There is right now, so just so you know, Andy, there's a Ronin Flix sale that's ending tomorrow going on right now. We're looking at it. I just stopped for a second to actually show some Ronin Flix releases that I got. Jake the Fat Man is an excellent series there, Alan. All right, we got Iron Warrior. Actually, I do on that one too. I do like a lot of this post-apocalyptic stuff. I gotta buy those Severin post-apocalyptic bundles that they put out eventually. I know the Cobrum is here as well. Kind of a phallic looking cover. Night Visitor. I gotta get this one. It is Brian Sauer that actually made me kind of want this one. Voyage into Space is here. This is kind of cool. This is so cheesy fun. Now remember, the price is here for those that came in late. This is not the sale price. The sale price is 35% off of this right here. And such a cool film. I really like this one. It's cheesy and childlike, but you guys know I love my Ultraman, love my Takatsu, all that type of stuff. So you knew I'm going to like that. Did it go back? It went back a page. There's also a sale going on in India from MVD Rewind, but unfortunately, MVD Visual, but unfortunately that sale is US only. We got Land of Doom, otherwise known as Hand of Steel. Well, I've got the Code Red version, edition of this one, and it was called Hands of Steel, I think. We got Mom here, which is a cool release. The Concrete Jungle, I actually kind of dig the cover. I missed out on the Johnny Sacco series, man. If it comes out on blue, I will let you know. Jeez. Yes, Matt. I grew up with that series. I had it on VHS back in the day, but I actually saw it on TV. And for those that have never seen that film, it's really, really good. It's a 3-part miniseries, and it has like 3 generations of police chiefs in this town that has a serial killer. But only one of the police chiefs will catch him. It's really good. Yeah, let me know what you think, Matt. It's your first experience winning the prison. Gotta love that. Fall Spirit of the August package along with Commando Ninja. Oh yeah, we can look at some stuff after actually. Commando Ninja looks really fun, but so does Psycho Sisters, Dave. I gotta get Psycho Sisters. The Return. We got James Caan and Rollerball. The Beast with a Million Eyes, which I just showed you guys a second ago. Now, Ronin sale is international, Scalder, and I've actually ordered from Ronin before. They come really fast. Their shipping is extremely good. A little bit, I'm not sure if it's a little high, but for what it is, it actually comes pretty quickly. It is a newer film. Commando Ninja is definitely one of the newer films. It's not like an old film that's been rediscovered. It's definitely along the lines of more of a newer, if I'm correct. Now, I could be wrong, Andy, but it looks like it might be a slightly newer one. So For some people, like your entertainment level is going to vary based on the fact if you like movies that may be more self-aware. Hey there, K-Dog. Welcome, man. Happy Saturday to you. Love your that's the Daredevil, the short era when he had the armor during back around the Maximum Carnage time in the 90s. I know my comics, man. California Dreaming is here. Moon and Scorpio. I hear mixed things of Moon and Scorpio. I've never seen it. I don't think I've seen it. Maybe I have. Graveyard Shifts is really cool. And a really good like double feature Graveyard Shift. It's actually not Creep Show 2, which is actually really good. But double feature with Trilogy of Terror 2. I'm a big fan of the 90s, as I call them, the dark era of comics. But I just finished reading the Ben Reilly Volume 2 omnibus, actually. Blackout is here. Another cool release. After the Fall of New York. L.A. Sybil, Danny, and Wings. Anything with Wings Hauser, by the way, it's a buy. Anything with Wings Hauser is a buy. It's definitely a buy. The Killer Elite here with James Caan, Robert Duvall. Opposing Forces here. Masquerade Death. I remember this one, actually. It's just the 90s. 90s? Is that the one with the guy from, what's that, Highlander, some shit like that? Let's see. From Edgar Allan Poe. Slightly. Frank Stallone. And Herbert Lamb. I loved that one, too. You do need to read them. They're really good up until the last story written by Tom DeFalco, the 4-part Revelation. Sucks ass. 1990. Thank you, Jerry. Pal, The Escape Behind Enemy Lines with the great David Carradine. There's a lot of good titles on sale here, by the way, guys. You got Cold Heaven, Johnny Cool, Dogs of War, Chris Walken, Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hype, The Curious Female. There you go. Angel Unchained, if you like there. They did like a few of these like biker films, actually. Peace Killers is another one. They put them all together as a set at one point. The Wicked Dies Slowly is here. St. Jack, a small town in Texas. Kind of remember this one. Youngblood with Lawrence Harold Jacobs, right? Yeah, I remember this movie. I like this movie. Record City, Who'll Stop the Rain, Shark's Treasure, Blind Rage. A lot of good stuff here, guys. Nam Angels, Nana. I really like Nana. That was a cool movie. Happy Hooker Goes Hollywood. I think that's the one with Adam West. Might be the one with Adam West in it, actually. The Killing Box, Psycho Savages. A lot of psycho movies. If you like your motorcycle riding movies, you're going to love some of these type of stuff. I think so, by Bogdanovich. I'll check back for you, man. Race for Glory, Last Rites with Tom Berenger. I actually really like that film. Body and Soul, Leon Isaac Kennedy, of course. Hotel Colonial. We'll check back to see if St. Jack is one by Bogdanovich. I thought it was, but I want to make sure I'm not wrong. Come on, where are you at, St. Jack? Body and Soul. It's one of Leon Isaac Jacobs, of course, from the Penitentiary movies. He did like a few of those boxing films. Body and Soul is another one of those. I enjoyed it. Yeah, there you go. It is Peter Bogdanovich, a Peter Bogdanovich film. Ben Gazzara, too. It's one that I need. Co-star Peter Bogdanovich, co-star, directed, and co-wrote the screenplay with Howard Sackler, who did Killer's Kiss. Wow. And Paul Theroux, who did Mosquito Coast. Yeah, this looks freaking amazing, guys. Great, brand new HD Master for 2014, auto commentary by Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich, by the way, does really good like commentaries. If you can hear me and I do apologize. Sometimes now I'm finding on YouTube the chat disconnects for a few seconds. Don't worry. The chat will come back. And I may just see, if I don't see your messages right away, I'll see them here in a second. Yes, Skin Deep just hit Blu-ray indie. It is coming out from Mill Creek. I actually on Monday or Sunday, my reviewed and ranked from Mill Creek July is coming up, and in it I look at Skin Deep, I'll look at Saving Silverman, I'll look at the new Secrets of the Rise of Ultraman limited edition disc with Arthur Adams slipcover. I look at a couple other films actually, U.S. and Canada only. Is it really? Before we go into some of the other stuff and dive any deeper in, I am going to grab my tea. Skin Deep is fantastic. Spoiler alert: I gave Skin Deep a really good rating, and I'm a very big fan of that film. Being a writer myself, I do relate a lot to a lot of the films and shows about writers. Ones that stand out to me are Skin Deep and Californication. Those were very close to my life at a certain time. So I understand and get those films, especially a bit better. I'll be right back. All right. a long time ago, my life did. I'm not sure that's a good thing. The characters in Skin Deep and Californication, very flawed people. just putting that out there right now. But yeah, specifically season 2 of Californication. I think that's the season. That I'm thinking of. Yeah, I'll be right back. Who's getting the Scream 4K, by the way? I'm waiting to see. I don't know if I should spoke with the features on it. For anybody that pre-ordered from Amazon CA or Amazon.com, the Halloween 4Ks from that Scream Factory are putting out, I have noticed that that they've dropped like tremendously. Hopefully, Stefan, you pre-ordered your Halloween ones because there's been a few drops. That's what I'm wondering, Galman. That's a really good question. I'm curious. Are we finally going to get the uncut Japanese print of? There's not a big difference, but there's a little bit enough of a difference that I know people will be excited to grab it, myself included. I'm a huge Scream fan. Skin Deep's a fun film. It didn't get the credit it deserved back in the day, to be honest with you, Andy, but it's one that I really like. Still, best line for that from Skin Deep: "There is a God, and he's a gag writer." Hopalong Cassidy is one of the greatest public relations people of all time, actually. Greatest marketer. The thing that sold me, and here's the thing. This is what I recommend. Put them on pre-order on Amazon. Land of Doom is actually pretty good. Actually, that's otherwise known as Hands of Steel. I actually like it. And pre-order them on Amazon. They're not going to come out till October 5th. So you can make up your mind, but at least if they go down to a reasonably decent price, you can decide which ones you want to get. Alongside that, it's interesting to know that we only know the special features that they initially signed off on. So we don't know yet what the other features are going to be. So we do not know the full feature lineup for the Halloween films yet. Scream has not announced. They've only announced the ones that we already know. Don't know if I thought about that, but it was a bit pricey for me. I may buy the records down the road, or I may just buy, some of the. I'll probably buy the records down the road. I still need to get John Carpenter's his soundtrack records that he did. Initially, I was going to buy those at my local record shop a while back, and I didn't. If you got the bones for it, Stefan, go for it. But there's a lot coming out around that time, so it really depends on if it's something you feel okay, you'll feel comfortable affording, or there's other things that you're getting at the time you want to grab. Luckily for me, every single album that I was going to get for the month of October all got delayed, so October became like an open month, like kind of a bit of an open month money-wise. Depends on how I get hit September. But right now, I ordered them on Amazon, and it's under $200 for all 5 of them. And for under $200 for 5 4Ks is pretty damn good, actually. Like, if you're getting it from Scream, I understand the weight. If you're getting it from Amazon, then I would say pre-order, because you don't need to make a decision. Here's the thing: if you're buying them from Amazon, you're not going to be charged until just before they ship out. So put them all on pre-order. Then make your decision afterwards. Wait till they announce the features, what else is coming out of them. And then you're okay, I need that. I actually like those features. I don't like them. Here's the thing. And I say this with a company that I work for as well. If you pre-order something and the price goes down, then you've locked in that price. Right? You've locked in the price. But if you don't pre-order it and you only order it after the price already goes up, there's no reining it back, say, hey, can I have it for the price that it was before? But if you pre-order initially, then at least if the price goes down, you can go, oh, here it is, fantastic. I can get them for really good prices. So just to give you an example, I'll put it up on here, but I'll put it up on my I do it right here. It's going to take me a second. I apologize because my computer on my TV is a bit slow. But I want to be able to give you an idea what I mean. Also, if anybody pre-ordered the 1 million DC Omnibus, congratulations, because they really mess up the price on that one. So when I initially pre-ordered the Halloween sets, every single one of them with taxes and everything included, right? Taxes, shipping, all that included, were around $45 on Amazon.ca. Thanks to recent price drops on the Halloween 4K releases, the highest price Halloween 4K release, collector's edition release, is $35. With the original Halloween actually going for $34. Big fan of the Scream artwork. The artwork's really good, but the price is just too good, Indy, for me to not get them like this. If I had a bigger place and I had more place but posters. Though I have not seen the Scream 4K come up on Amazon yet, because I have been watching for it. I'm a huge Scream fan, by the way, guys. I'm going to be doing an episode on this channel here in the near future where I'm going to be going through and rating and ranking and talking about all 4 Scream films along with all seasons of the TV show. Exactly, Alan. Actually, we talked about that at the beginning when Jamie was here. The Stormborn Crawl Space. Definitely worth checking out. So Sidekicks on Amazon Prime the other day. They actually censored some language. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm always a proponent of physical media. It's good to have like streaming kind of as a backup for things that you can't, like, as much as we would like to. Everybody can't own everything. That's just understandable. So that's why whenever I can and I can afford it, if it's a movie that I like, it's a movie that I want, I do try to pick up physical media releases for them, because things can be changed, music rights can go, people's thoughts on certain things can can change. Society's thoughts on what's acceptable for certain movies can change. But if you have the actual film uncut, or the actual physical release of the film, they're not going to change physical release of your film. They can only change streaming releases. Don't buy a super loud Scream Factory. When you buy them, you like the collector's editions and posters. Yeah, I do it for I don't have a lot of money for that stuff. Well, not that I don't have. I overspend. I mean, that's what it is for me. But if you like, there are some really good posters, and there's a records too for that set of Scream stuff. We'll actually look at it in a minute. We'll go to Scream Factory and look at it. So that's 2 amazing sales we got going on right now. There's a summer sale from Ronin Flix ending tomorrow. We got the MVD Rewind sale. Let's drop over to Dawn of the Discs one. Look at some of the releases that are coming out in the near future. I went to Dawn of the Disc for it because I find they're a really good site for this stuff. So I'll credit to Dawn of the Disc for putting all the stuff together, so I didn't have to do this myself. It's much appreciated. So here we see. So it's on Amazon.com. The pre-order is up for Scream. Or maybe it isn't, or it was. It says I guess it's not anymore. But there's a Scream 4K coming out. There's also going to be a Steelbook edition of Scream. BFI going for it. Well, it is rumored that Criterion is going there, Iceman, but everyone's been going to 4K before that. We got as well coming out the Sherlock Holmes Vault Collection, which is actually kind of cool. The early 1930s Sherlock Holmes films that were done with special features. And that was, I can't remember what company put this out. Maybe he'll list it here. The Film Detectives, exactly. Oh, dude, I'm so excited about that release. Also there, of course, is Jack Frost 2. Looks like December 14th is a street date attached to it now. Yeah, they're right. That was originally supposed to come out in November. Roseband's Crash. Here is the cover for Jack Frost. I actually kind of like this cover. It may not be lenticular, but there's just something cool and cheesy and fun about it. Orlando 4K is coming out in September. We got Bitter Stems coming out from I think this is that Film Noir there, Film Noir Productions. I will be doing a video with Robert Blismo that's might be coming up. Well, I'm not sure if it's coming up next week or the week after. But I'll be taping it next week on and it is going to be on the Film Noir movie Crossfire with Robert Mitchum and Robert Ryan. So if you're a fan of that film, make sure, or if you're a fan of watching me talk about Film Noir, check out Robert Blismo's channel. Which is UK Monsters. We all know about that one already. Umberto Lenzi's Freehand for. There's another. Here it is right here. This one I want to talk about. Okay. I love animation. So this is the Woody Woodpecker Screwball Collection. So there's the features here, Walter, Woody, and the World of Animation. So for those that don't know, Woody Woodpecker, they put out 2 sets of the Woody Woodpecker show. Hey there, Pop. Welcome, man. pretty good. A little warm tonight because it's a warm night here. Looks like a good time. But doesn't that give you kind of a good feeling, Damien? Like, do you remember back in the day of buying those little Good Times VHS releases? Because they would put out stuff that like nobody would was releasing at the time. Like this was before that we had like boutique labels. For those that don't remember, like Good Times was this company, it was like low budget company, and they would put out a lot of like stuff, and sometimes it'd be like on EP releases and stuff like that on VHS. But they would always have like these, like often these kind of like just drawn art covers. Uh, but they had this. There's kind of like a feel to them, like collecting Good Times. Like Damien still collects them, which is smart. Was so cool. Was so cool to collect Good Time stuff. There's a few companies like that actually that I used to get stuff. Love getting stuff from. And I still do whenever I find them. But I'm actually excited about the Woody Woodpecker set. I wonder if it's going to be, if this is going to be the both sets, or this is going to be a Blu-ray edition of the. Yeah, some of them did have the the yellow borders. Exactly. I like the way MVD does that actually. Okay, throwback to the Thorn EMI. For those that don't are younger, Thorn EMI used to do these hard cases, and so often you'd get the movie, and it would be like sometimes the disc art would be cut into this like hard box case, and they'd have like stickers all over them, like please be please be kind, rewind, and 99-cent rentals and all that type of stuff. You'll see like that type of stuff coming onto the MVD releases for the slipcovers. Seventh Seal is coming out on 4K, but honestly, I got the Ingmar Bergman set. Stefan, have a great evening, man. Thanks for coming in for so long. But are you out before you found out that the Ultimate Weapon is coming out with Hulk Hogan? Huh? There you go. Yeah, it took me forever to find the first set, actually. Thank you, Stefan. I appreciate that, man. They'll give me something to look forward to when I get back home in September. Looks like that Anatomy's getting a release in Germany, but I don't know. I don't really go over a lot of German releases because I don't know a lot of that stuff. But this I did want to talk about though. Dementia 13 is getting a director's cut release from Vestron Video, and I am a huge fan of Dementia 13. I love this movie. I saw this like many people did on like dodgy like VHS or DVD back in the day, and I'm super excited to see Dementia 13 get a solid release and a director's cut release. And I love this cover here. So for those that have not seen Dementia 13, I strongly recommend it. It is Coppola. Yeah, I mean, for a while there, it seemed like Vestron was gone. It seemed like this was a company that came, kind of peaked a bit, and then it went. And people were like, okay, Vestron says they're going to do some stuff, but then you didn't hear anything. And for the longest time, we didn't hear anything. And honestly, if you really think about it, the time that they were gone for, it's understandable now that that we're lucky that we heard from a lot of companies during that time period. But I'm super stoked for Dementia 13. Actually, this is a really cool release, and Vestron has had a lower price point recently. I haven't been able to get a lot of them here in Canada, though I do need to try to find some more of them. But I hear over the States that Vestron Video has a lot of like have come back with a lower price point, but with the same quality of the original releases, which is actually really good. Not quite sure what the features are yet for Dementia 13, but I am super stoked to check it out. This movie was kind of made on the sly when Francis Ford Coppola was making another film for Roger Corman. But hey, Roger Corman helped you make your breaks, but still, at the end of the day, you had to make your own breaks too. Coming soon from Shock Releasing, Cannibal Hookers. I kind of dig this cover, man. With bonus film, Hooker with a hacksaw. Hey, there's Satan Payne. Welcome, man. Digging this cover, I really am. Hooker with a hacksaw, 2017, 70 minutes. a Donald Farmer commentary, Donald Farmer interview with Casper Melted Hair. I I'm just gonna say it. Casper Melted Hair. I don't think that's your real name. Okay, so some really cool stuff here. Again, all credit goes to going to onto the disc for this here because I had this like put out over around like 21 pages or so. I said at the beginning of the video, and then I found that most of the stuff was already on this one. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go with these guys here. Importcities.com. There we go. So maybe they got some information on the Woody Woodpecker set. All right, so 25 original theatrical trailers showcase some of the wildest antics, newly remastered in high definition. I gotta let my better half know about this. She doesn't know about this one. So Andy Panda, Wally Walrus, Buzz Buzzard, featuring rare treasures including archival behind-the-scenes footage of Walter Land's a side-splitting collection. Will keep fans laughing out loud time and again. And I did say I was going to go over to Scream Factory to look at some stuff. So let's do that while I am here right now. Let's dive into Scream Factory, Ella Show Factory, Ella. You can let me know if there's anything here that you are picking up. They have not updated these here yet. So as far as we know, we go with the features that are already on here. As you can see, these are 36 American right now to buy separately. And if you bought them where they're on sale over on Amazon.ca, then at the point that I saw them, they were like $30 or so, around $34 Canadian. And if you're an American, you want to take advantage of the fact that we had some your dollar's better than ours, and you can get stuff for cheaper. There's always something for you to do there. Like right now, for instance, just to give you an example, on Amazon's site right now, Amazon.ca, Halloween Collector's Edition 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray, the one's coming out on October 5th, is $30.32. That's incredible. $30.57 for Halloween 2, $30.70 for Halloween 4, $30.70 for Halloween 5, and $30.67 for the much maligned Halloween 3. One of my personal favorites. Yeah, they have slowed. They slowed down on a few things. Actually, I'm kind of glad they've slowed down, Damien. I think they're hyping up for something big. People keep thinking that they're still going to announce. I don't think they have yet, but let's check them out. You haven't announced the features. Yes, you have. Okay, here we go. So, a new 2K scan, the Interpositive. New Out of the Dark, an interview with director and co-writer Jack Shoulder. New Mother Choppers, the Sick F's, remember Alone in the Dark. New Sights in the Dark, the locations of Alone in the Dark. New audio commentary with genre critic Justin Kurzweil, of course, who made the Slasher book. And film historian Amanda Reyes. Amanda Reyes is always fantastic to listen to. We have also the original commentary by Jack Shoulder, and we also got ported over here. Bunky Lives, interview with actress Carol Levy, and Still Effing Sick, catching up with the Sick F's. So there you go. And theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spots, and a still gallery. Exactly. But, you know, like for me, David, who grew up back in the 80s and liked Halloween 3 and like heard people ragged on it when I was a kid all the time. I felt like I was the only guy back then, man, that liked it. But now that's one of the cool things about the internet, and the cooler things about fandom is you find people that actually love that stuff. You're a bit late, but it's okay. It's better late than never. We're looking at Scream Factory. There's a sale going on from MVD Rewind and one going on from Ronin Flix. So if you're a fan of those companies, Krypton, you might want to check them out. Halloween 3 was so cool to know. See, when I was a kid, my first like TV experience with Halloween 3, because I watched it in theater, um, was before it came out. They had the trailers, the commercials for Halloween 3, and it had that guy that had this really creepy voice. The guy from back in the day that did all the horror movie trailers. Um, and I was so scared. Like whenever the trailer would come on, I was petrified of it, actually. So I like see the trailer, and even as a kid, even though it scared the crap out of me, and it was just a trailer and the picture of the kind of the witch in the background, the long like shadows of the kids. Uh, I really I couldn't turn it off. Had to watch it. See, I don't think they should ever do a sequel to Halloween 3, and I'll tell you why. Because when he started doing those films, when he started doing like Halloween 3 and what was supposed to be like what Halloween 4 would have been and all that type of stuff, they were meant to be one and dones. And of course, Halloween 3. If you're a fan of Halloween 3, then one of the things you're going to remember is that it was set in the fictional town of Santa Mira, which of course is where Invasion of the Body Snatchers takes place. And there's a lot of parallels between the film and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Although the original script was done by Nigel Neal, actually Tom Lee Wallace, what you do see on the screen for Halloween 3 is much more of a Tom Lee Wallace film than anything that Nigel Neal from the Quatermass films and TV shows had done for the film. None of the robots or any of that stuff were in the original Nigel Neal version of Halloween 3. If I ruined Halloween 3 by saying we're robots for you, I'm sorry, but it's been a few years for you to check it out. Where we wanted to take the front. We got it actually. We wanted to take the front. We got Prince of Darkness. We got In the Mouth of Madness. Halloween 3 was just initially supposed to shoot off of a bunch of like an anthology film series. So basically, what you would see is a Halloween movie with the Halloween moniker, but a different horror film every year. So 3 is always underrated. That's good. That's a good. Yeah, it makes sense. Except for Scream 4. Screw that film. Scream 3. Screw that film. I like Scream 4. But yeah, so In the Mouth of Madness, Prince of Darkness, films like that, those are the real like sequels to Halloween. Like the real like unofficial sequels to Halloween 3. So if you ever know somebody that has like maybe that does up their own like custom slip covers or anything like that, you can always get your editions of like so get someone to like do it In the Mouth of Madness or Prince of Darkness and put like a Halloween like logo on it. Have I seen California Dreaming? I don't remember it. I honestly don't. Like I know the song, but I don't think if I've seen the movie, I'll be honest with you, K-Dog, I do not remember it. Oh yeah, Carpenter did not want to do Halloween 2 at all. Actually, people kind of Halloween 2. The fact that Halloween 2 succeeds as well as it does, it's almost a fluke. And it was very unsure about Halloween 2. He didn't want to write the script for Halloween 2. He got drunk and made Jamie Lee Curtis Malcolm Myers' sister. That was never supposed to happen. He actually took the film from the director of Halloween 2 and redirected some of the scenes, putting in some extra gore and stuff because since Halloween had come out, Friday the 13th had become popular, and he was worried that Halloween with a less of a gore would not work as well for modern day audiences. So there was a lot of like the fact that Halloween 2 came off as good as it did was almost a miracle. For those who don't know, I love these slasher films, so I kind of dig deep when it comes to a lot of these here. I can do deep dives into these. I've actually written articles on stuff back in my school days. Never cared. That's one thing I was glad about the 2018 version, Dave, is that they got rid of the sister storyline. It never should have been there. That's one of the reasons that I was actually really, really happy about Resurrection, is that they killed off Jamie Lee Curtis and the brother the son was nowhere to be seen. So it was meant to be kind of just a starting point where Michael can go go after anyone. Unfortunately, that didn't work out as well as he wanted it to. It was one of the few shown him wide. Was it really shown wide? That's nice. I think it wasn't when I initially saw it. I was back in the early days when it first showed on TV on ABC. Actually, I think it was. But I think we had a full screen, almost like a pan and scan back then. But that was like the early days, so you wouldn't have widescreen anyway for a lot of that stuff. But by 2001, like you wouldn't see a lot of it, but you would see that. Oh, Carpenter has some amazing work. I mean, like people really underrate some of the works of John Carpenter. But luckily, I wonder if they would kill off Laurie and Halloween Ends. I would say, and this is just my thought on it. Hopefully, I think that Jamie Lee Curtis would only come back to something like this if nothing else, to give her character a much better send off than she got with Halloween Resurrection. I would not be surprised if she's cut off in Halloween Kills. But I think that this new trilogy of films, sorry for that this new trilogy of films is going to tell pretty much its own self-contained story. And we're going to see maybe Michael killed off by the end of it as well. And they can start from wherever they want to and make their own films over again, which is okay. Fantastic. Let them do that. What do you guys want to see from the Halloween films coming out, from Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends? Do you want to see Laurie cut off? Do you want to see a definitive ending for that timeline? Do you want to see Michael die? I do, because they've taken the creative choice to make the character Michael Myers in his 60s in this film. So, George, have a great evening, man. Oh, you stay up for super late. Thank you so much, man. Get some sleep, though. You want Laurie gone? I do too. I think that it's going to weight down the movie again. I mean, it's going to be the point of, like, we don't want it to be him going after Laurie specifically. And I don't think that's what we're going to get here. I don't think he's going to target her or anything like that. I think if anything, the roles are reversed. It's Laurie that's targeting Michael, but now you got a whole town that's targeting Michael. I think the trailer showed way too much. It did show a bit, but I think there's a lot of stuff that we may not know or may not have seen. It's hard, man. I mean, Krypton, the thing is that Halloween is one of those films that franchise that were done by a couple different companies, and that's what made the box set so hard to do for so long. I actually have the box set upstairs, and I'm buying the 5 4Ks that are coming out. 45 years in 2023. So for those that don't know, I'll be definitely, like, if everything goes okay, I'll definitely be reviewing those Halloween 4Ks in the month of Halloween. That'll be part of my month of Halloween. What I want to do for the 31 days of Halloween this year, so for October, is I'm going to be doing I'm doing a whole, a film for every day. At least 2 weeks of filming, if I can possibly do it. Films are going to be specifically 4K releases. So I'm going to try to pick as much horror in 4K as I can. So look forward to that, along with some other stuff. At the end on the 31st, on Halloween itself, much like I'm doing the slasher tier list right now, I will take all 31 films that I watched over Halloween. We will do a tier list for all 31 of those films, and we will rank them right here. But I won't be ranking them. You guys will be ranking them. Because if there's one thing that this channel is all about, it's not about me just coming on here. It's about us as a collective unit doing stuff. So the more interactivity that I can put into this channel, the better I feel about it. Well, the thing is, she hasn't, this isn't like the trope where she kind of dies in the next type of thing. Like, she's lived a long time, Greg. But I understand. I absolutely hated that, surviving one movie, dying the next type of thing. Especially for Friday 13th. They were horrible for that type of thing. And I agree. Trailers should not show so much, especially since there's a pretty big character that if you look at what the character's wearing, you see that the character gets killed. It's shown. I won't say who it is because if you haven't seen it or you haven't picked up on it, there's a character, a pretty important character. I won't say it's a major one of the major characters, but a pretty important character from Halloween lore that we officially see dead because we see her with a mask on. Even though there's a mask on the face, you can tell by the clothes that she's wearing who that character is and that she's been killed. I don't think it's supernatural at all now. I mean, I don't think there's anything supernatural about the new Halloween. Because I don't think like we've ever really gone into the supernatural with Halloween. It's always been like Michael escapes, but he's kind of badly beaten, or Michael escapes like he's been shot like 6 times, but was he really shot? And is he wearing a vest because he's kind of bulky, and or Michael's been like the only time he's really been kind of killed is in Halloween 2, and they kind of retconned that a bit with Halloween 4, and he was in a coma for years. But apparently he can get up from a coma without any type of stiffness at all. It'd be super cool. But I've never seen anything supernatural in the Halloween films per se. Like I have a lot of people that'll say, well, there's a boogeyman aspect of it, and I can get that. I can kind of see it. But in the new films, especially, I don't see anything where he is he is an older man. He hasn't been killed. He didn't grow his head back. See, here's the thing, and I can say this with great honesty. When I watched Halloween, I watched it. My dad watched it before me. He went to theater a couple days before, and he said, I don't think I'm going to do any more. I'm going to tell you how it ends, Aaron, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do any more Halloween films. And I was like, okay. So I watched the movie, and I'm like, he's not dead. I said, that's not Michael Myers. He doesn't even act like Michael Myers at the end of the film. Like, go back and watch Halloween H2O again. Like, he gets up, he puts his hands to his head. He's trying to get off the mask. He's so not Michael Myers. Which I think Jamie Curtis was not happy with that doll. Do I think trailers show too much now? We've gotten too perceptive of spoilers. A bit of both. If you've ever seen this trailer to Superman 3, Craig, then you're going to know that gives the entire film in that one trailer. But I think they've gotten a bit worse with it now in the fact that they do try to show too much. Now they're not even trying to hide any secrets in the films, especially if you're a DC film. I pity filmmakers that make DC films, because once that movie is out of their hands, and then they're like, oh yeah, Superman versus Batman. So Doomsday. I guess that's going to be a big surprise for. Oh no, we're putting Doomsday in the trailer. We're letting everybody know that Doomsday is going to be in the film right from the trailer, and you're like, no, don't do that. Oh, DC, you're not good with your trailers. After 4, I like the Thorn trilogy, Matt. I'm a big fan of the Thorn trilogy, but we'll talk about that in a couple of days because we're doing the big. Merkins. I feel like I have a bit. Just want to get reactions down fan theory posts. Probably actually, because let's be honest, a lot of the stuff that we see on here, for instance, a lot of the promotion that you get more so than from the trailers it's from us. It's from us YouTubers, like, that promote the film. Sometimes it's positive promotion. Other times when it's something like comes out on Netflix, I'm not sure, like the latest Masters of the Universe, then that's then it can give negative promotion, but still gives promotion because people go watch it anyway, which they should, because I really like those films, that cartoon series. I'm excited to see He-Man kicking ass in the second half. But that you actually got a good point, Iceman. That's a really good point. Now, once we do the big list, the big tier list video that we're doing, you guys honestly be here live for that one because you want to be voting for your favorites. My thoughts on the producer's cut. Tempted to sell my Blu-ray given its value. I'm actually a big fan of the producer's cut, and there is a bias to me, Damien, and I'll tell you what that bias is right now. Back in the day when Halloween 6 was coming out, there was a lot of publicity about the film, and not all of it was positive. A lot of it was negative based on how the director treated Donald Pleasance and the lead actress and many of the people on that film. So since my reading of how about Halloween 6 and how he treated people and stuff like that, I will say I kind of want to kick his ass. This was Donald Pleasance's last film. He was sick when he made the film. He cut the film taking a lot of Donald Pleasance stuff because he found Donald Pleasance as an actor was too boring. So screw that director. That director needs his butt kicked. Yeah, I've thrown you for a loop here, Matt, because not only do you got the Umberto Lenzi for Friday, but you got the tier list, which is coming on Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to decide tomorrow exactly when we're going to do it. Yeah, he was a big jerk. He actually took over the Bloodlines film too as well, but he treated him badly, and that's why the producer's cut has a lot more Donald Pleasance and has his narration in it, as opposed to I think it was done over with Paul Rudd, if I remember correctly, in the theatrical cut. You had to watch Chiefs, which is amazing. Let me know what you think of Chiefs. I really enjoyed that film. Like there's 3 parts. So I think when we watched it initially on TV, it was over 3 nights. Like Billy D. Williams is the final chief, if I remember correctly. I think it's Billy Williams. Billy Williams, right? Because the first one is the guy from MASH. And then I think it's the guy from MASH. Then we get the second one. Yeah, that was he really? I don't know if he's a pedophile or if it was like I'm still unsure. The Bars is it's kind of a fun film actually. Billy Williams, Charlton Heston, and Keith Carradine. What was it, Keith Carradine? Okay, so it was all right. So Keith Carradine is which one's Keith Carradine, the original, and then Charlton Heston's the next one. I know it ends with Billy D. Williams. They have the kind of the incesty type thing, or it might be incest, or it might actually be a lab thing. Either way, it's creepy. They recast the role, of course, of the lead role, which was a sad thing to do. But yeah, guys, so be ready for that. For those that are here, just came in here and don't know what I'm talking about, this here is what I'm talking about. We are doing the ultimate slasher franchise tier list with Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th. We're going to put each one of these in, each single one of these films. And in case you want to wonder, you're wondering, there's 31 films altogether into a tier list. I will not be breaking up Halloween 6 to theatrical and producer's cut, though. You're going to have to make your decision on that one. I'm going to make it a little bit harder that way. But we'll have some, because if I did that, then I've gone to TV cuts of other films, and I don't want to go and just make it too overwhelming, not for me and for you as well. But it should be a fun ranking type video. Danielle Harris, unfortunately, Dave, the problem with Danielle Harris coming back right now is she has gotten an association with the Rob Zombie films. And although there is like a fan base, like a large fan base for the Rob Zombie Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, there's also a bit of a stigma towards Rob Zombie's version of Michael Myers. And I really think that when Blumhouse went to make the films, they wanted to kind of disassociate themselves with the Rob Zombie films as much as possible. Unfortunately, I think that's probably one of the strong reasons that Danielle Harris wasn't cast at the time, because she was tied in with that franchise and they didn't want to kind of overlap, I guess. But I would love to see her return in some way. She has always wanted to work with Jamie Lee Curtis. It would be nice if, whether in maybe for Halloween Ends or something like that, they find a way to put her in there, even if it's only a small part. It would be great to see Danielle Harris back in the franchise again. And who knows, maybe we can see a Danielle Harris-led franchise after this by some quality filmmakers. Because the way I see this, out of all of the ones there, Halloween is not as beholden to a single timeline as Friday the 13th is, as Nightmare on Elm Street is. Halloween has, in my opinion, kind of successfully branched out into several different timelines and remained like entertaining and have people that are fans of each and every one of the timelines that are out there. Maybe, just maybe, if other franchises could think about maybe working in that direction, because I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good idea. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do that, to go with different timelines. Yeah. Paramount's released some. I think they're getting like a box set, like a slimline box set, and I thought there's a steelbook coming too, but I'm not quite sure if that's correct or not. I picked up the big release. I almost want to pick that up just for the art. It's really nice on that Paramount release, but I can't do it. That is way too much double dipping for me. All right, guys. So, with all of that being said, you know what time it is. At almost 2 hours, we have done a fairly, what I hope is a fairly epic evening. Keep an eye out on the channel for the tier rank slasher video. I really do want all of you to come in and be a part of that. I want to thank every one of you for being for coming on here. Jamie Blanks for coming in here at the beginning of the video. Once more, again, my thoughts and condolences go to Jamie, who lost a good friend. I am saddened by the loss of Trevor Moore at the age of 41. And that was it was sad to hear that news tonight as well. So everybody, life's short. Enjoy it. Have fun. Watch a movie. Pet a cat. Hug your loved one. I am Aaron. This is the Call to Cinema. Like, share, subscribe. There's a donation link. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, it helps with the channel. If not, that's okay. Hit the thumbs up. That's good too. But either way, just come back in. You're always welcome. And I will see you here again, because in the Call to Cinema, there's always one more movie. See you later.